You are listening to the Get Global Network podcast of the Ask Avani Show. You can hear the show live on Saturdays at 3 p.m. in London, 9 a.m. Central Time in the U.S. on SoMetro Radio, one of the original member stations of the Get Global Network.
Gave you advice, you never listen to me.
Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. You are listening to the Ask Avani Show. This is SoMetro Radio. Oh, people. Yes, we've had a little hiatus, but we are back and we are here and we are ready. Oh, people, this week's show is just hilarious, right? I have had this show topic on my mind for a couple of weeks now. And I want to share with you, because as per usual, you guys, as you get to know me and those who don't know, oh my goodness, I do have a quirky, crazy sense of humor, so I am Avani, the UK Soul Queen Diva. We are in London, but I have to say, for me in London, it's a little bit cloudy here today, and I have show director Kay Rose in the Texas studios.
Good morning, good afternoon, Avani. When is it not cloudy in London?
Well, this is what I'm saying. And this is August, right? So it's just crazy over here. England is not good for the weather. But people, doesn't matter if it's cloudy. I have to say this. I like to have a laugh. And this week's show is going to be hilarious. I have been teasing you guys on social media. I think you guys already know. Okay, let me just tell you. Today's show topic is cosmetic surgery and enhancements. Would you go under the knife if you didn't need to? Now, that's the question I have to ask you, Kate Rose. What do you think about that? Would you do it?
Is that a direct question to me?
Yes.
Okay, because it's not a problem for me. I have unless it is medically necessary, it is absolutely not happening.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I'm thinking, God forbid if you was ever in an accident or something like that, or your doctor turned around and said, okay, this condition that you have, whatever it might be, needs some surgery to make it easier on your life, to alleviate your symptoms, X, Y, Z. If they turn around and told me something like that, then I could say yes. But I'm sorry. I must be honest, though. People, I'll be just telling you this now. I'm very lucky that I am quite naturally blessed, shall we say. I'm quite curvy. I have no need for such things as boobs and butt.
You mean enhancement?
Yes, enhancement. I don't need to do that. You guys say butt. We say bum or bottom over here. I don't really need to do that, but I'm very lucky. But I can understand if someone's not happy, the self-esteem issues and all that type of thing. I get it, but it'd be funny, right? When you see some of the articles that we're going to share with you guys today, when you see some of these things, you'll be like, okay, why? Why do people feel the need? Because sometimes, have you ever noticed, Kayla, some people, right, they have something done, say, for example, a nose job or something, and then it becomes a bit of an obsession, and they kind of keep going back.
Well, they keep enhancing and and then destroying is what I think.
Yeah, that's right. In the end, they just become like a shadow of their self, and you think, okay, this is how they were, and this is how they look now, and if you never knew who it was, kind of thing, you would never equate those two people as the same person because they look so different in the different before and after pictures.
Some people go overboard.
Overboard. Okay. That's putting it mildly. That's a very mild way to explain overboard. Okay, people. I have to ask you guys, and I've said this on social media, when it comes to the female form and how women are supposed to look, come on, guys, especially, right? We want to know, is this the kind of thing that you talk about? I've put some pictures out for you to see. I have shared certain songs, such as Mr. Mix-a-Lot, because that just, when I remembered the name of the song, I couldn't remember the name of the artist, but I was looking for the song. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's just perfect for today's show.
Well, it's one of those songs that you could hear back in the day.
For those who love a good dare.
And, that's ridiculous. It's one of those things where, people talked about it all the time. That's one of the other things about it. So that was one where they brought it into reality. They brought it to a musical form, and for some reason, they could have left some of that out. But
yeah, but you know what? It is so true. But another thing I must ask, this is some of the questions we'll be posing today. Does this type of extreme, sometimes, cosmetic surgery and enhancements, does it encourage people to want to do it because, for example, the so-called video vixen look? You know what I mean, right? The video girls and the, they're in these videos parading around with barely anything on. And it's like objectifying women because, big boobs, big bum, whatever, long hair, that's supposed to be the epitome of beauty. I'm sorry. I have news. Okay. Not everybody wants to or can look like that. I just have to put that out there right now. Because not everybody, that's not everybody, male or female's taste. And if you're just going for someone how they look, then you may be a little bit disappointed if that you sort of look at them and find out that, the lights are on but no one's home. Kind of thing. Hello? I'm not saying that all these voluptuous girls, they ain't got no brains, but I'm saying that is the objectifying thing. That's what some people will think. If they see, I used to get that all the time. I used to get sort of like obviously the black girl version of the blonde bimbo. That's what they wanted. That's what they were thinking. And I'm thinking, oh, sorry to disappoint you, but I actually have got something under the bonnet. So it's going to be a long time before you can take advantage of me.
Well, don't you think that there are two types of things as far as that's concerned? It's the people who understand basically what their qualities are. I'll call them qualities. And they work with those qualities and they go through and they use that as a means, just like someone that's intelligent. You use it as a means to generate income. And if they're generating income based on that, that's different to me.
Well, you know something? Some of these girls I have seen out here, some of these so-called video vixens, that's the terminology they use in it. Some of them they are business smart because they know that, okay, I do not want to be doing this when I'm 60 odd years old, bouncing around, trying to bounce around on screen. Hello. I probably won't look like this when I'm 60 years old. So they're probably thinking, I'm going to use this to further myself, to open up whatever business is, plural. A lot of them have, different businesses. Because the money that they make doing this can be really good if they become popular. Right. And then they might start branching out into fitness and into clothing and into makeup and into writing books. A lot of them have written books, I've noticed. And then they might start buying property. I mean, there's a million and one different business, opportunities that somebody could take advantage of if they are so inclined, right?
Right, exactly.
So I just look around and I just think, okay, but the way that it makes some people in society assume that just because a woman looks a certain way, she is a certain way, like a certain stereotype, or a woman has to look like that, i.e. big boobs, big bum, to be pretty. I don't subscribe to that. I mean, I'll say it again. Yes, I'm very lucky. Personally, I'm quite juicy, as I like to put it. But it's not something that I would play on and just use just that to say, yeah, that's going to get me through life.
Well, and some people, see, that's the two levels. Some people use it, quote, as a way to get through life, and it's not a part of how they get through life. That's two totally different things to me. And if you are using it and you're not really investing in anything else, like your brain or anything else, and you're not, then I think it's the wrong way to go forward. But if it's part of what it's like an athlete. If you're an athlete and you're just naturally gifted in being able to play a sport, you may not just love that sport, but that's a means to an end.
Absolutely, but like you said, they know that they have to be fit to do their sport, so they've got to look after themselves. And obviously, looking after yourself when you go in the gym, and that you're going to start to define your figure, and you're going to start to look good and everything. So people will notice you because of the way you look, but that you're not just doing that just for the sort of aesthetic look. Not just they have to be that fit to be able to go and do the sports. A lot of these sports are quite, hard on the body, innit? So they've got to be able to be strong and to be enduring, especially if it's things like athletics and, however many other stuff. So you just think, so they have to look after themselves and do those types of exercises. And obviously the upside of it is that they do look in today's society, quote unquote, sexy. Their muscles are defined and they're very, in good shape.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say that's one way to put it. And this applies to male and female, So, but I wanted to share this topic with you guys this week. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Like I said, again, in the name of research, the things I have seen, to bring this show to you. I have sent you some of my crazy stories, haven't I, Karen? And you've just probably looked at them and thought, oh, she's back.
No, in this particular subject is something that when we first started talking about it a few weeks ago, there were some articles that came out about Azalea.
Yes, you sent me
that were interesting because she was in 17 magazine talking about basically she had some, as they call it, work done.
Yeah.
And I thought, in my opinion, was when you're doing an article in the magazine about young women, girls,
especially, yeah,
and you're talking to them about having, enhancements or different things, that's not, to me, that's not the best thing. That's a young, there are a lot of young people that do that, which confuses me.
Very impressionable. When they're reading that magazine and then they hear someone like Iggy Azalea saying something like that, they might think, oh, so that's how she looked, the way she looked. Let me do that if I want to it doesn't even matter whether they're trying to pursue a career in the entertainment industry or whatever. Just for themselves, looking at her, she might be an idol for them in some way. And they might think, oh, well, if that's what she said she felt she needed to do to get on in her life, no matter what it was she wanted to do. She felt she had to go under the knife. Maybe I'm going to have to consider that because right now it's not happening for me.
But it's a perception of how a person looks and how they feel about themselves. And if they feel that is something that is going to make them feel better, that's a fine line to me.
Absolutely. It's scary to know that every time you turn on the TV, however many millions of, young kids and young people around the world are looking at something and being drawn into that ideal and thinking, oh yeah, that's normal. So if I want to get on in the world, I'm going to have to, slim down to a certain size. I'm going to have to obviously as a girl, I might have to get bigger boobs. I'm going to have to get weave. I'm going to have to get long hair. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that to be seen as beautiful in society. Right, and if my nose ain't straight enough, if my nose ain't straight enough, or if my lips ain't big enough, or this, they start. Listen, you can pump stuff into all sorts of orifices these days now.
Okay, you may want to reword that one. That one.
Well, you know what I mean, because
that one had a lot of connotations to it.
I'm just going to leave one, because you know what? Remember what we just talked about? Booty. See, you guys call it the booty. Over here, we call it the bum. I'll say it again. We call it the bum or the bottom or the arse. Okay, so
right.
Yeah. But you guys know, we know what you're talking about, and vice versa. Yes, link one. Okay. All I'm going to say, people, is booty worship. How illegal butt injections are killing black women. Hello. Look, even that video that I sent you about the comedian Sinbad, what he was talking about when he was being interviewed. I think he was on the Breakfast Show, if I remember.
I remember.
Oh my goodness! Now, don't you agree with what he said? When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that is just so spot on. Spot on.
It was real. It's definitely real.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what? Because he was saying, as a race, especially with black women, we are considered the originators, if you like, of the curvy shape. So why, in this day and age, are we starting to put things into our body, pumping liquids and God knows what else into our backsides and all this? I know they do all these crazy things in Brazil, okay? And places like that, Mexico, was it Tijuana in Mexico and all that? They do all the crazy stuff, right? And it's the lip injections, the butt injections, getting the boob implants, and look, okay, it's one thing to want to, how shall I say it, even out your body if you don't feel that you're in proportion, yeah. But I've seen some people who just go overboard, like they're tiny and they just go and have these massive. You just think, hello, you just don't look normal. You don't even look real because it's just so oversized.
But that's the difference between enhancing something and doing it to make it better or to even it out or however you want to call it. There's a difference between doing that and being obsessive.
People.
And it's like even somebody that goes in excess as far as drinking, have a glass of wine or whatever, have a beer or two, but don't go and buy a 12-pack and drink the whole 12.